You know, it's not the first time you got put on the spot. I don't know how many you saw when he was on Alex Jones, but Alex got so frustrated with the subject matter that day, Alex actually went off air and like most of the last 5 minutes of the show.
I was looking back at my MySpace messages a while back because I don't really have a big MySpace page, so I only have a few messages. And one of the quotes that kind of encompassed the whole 9/11 Truth journey and the whole events here was a quote that Luke said that we are all leaders. There's no specific leaders in this movement, and we are fighting people's statuses by all believing in ourselves. And that's what you're all doing by coming out here. That's why organizations, government organizations will all fall. The CFR will fall, the Trilateral Commission will fall, the Bilderberg Group will fall, because they have specific leaders behind the curtain. We don't have any leaders. We are all individuals out here trying to fight the New World Order. And you know, they said, you know, if you don't stop talking about that, specifically that, we're going to have to get law enforcement down here and everything. And what they did was they called the police, and when time came around for dismissal, I decided I was going to leave, even though school faculty tried to keep me in the school. I said I was going to leave because I obviously didn't break law or school policy or anything. And here came an officer came, and she said, you know, you have to come with me or I'm going to handcuff you and you're going to be arrested. And then I said, you know, what am I being charged with? And I don't consent to this conversation, you know, everything. I thought she'd just let it go. But what she did was she took me down to the office, interrogated me with some school staff and the principal and everything, and didn't bother to let my parents know that I'd been detained by police. So one of my friends went out and told my mom that I was stuck in the school with police and faculty, and they eventually came in, and nothing happened, of course, because I didn't break any laws or anything, but they just wanted to intimidate me. Some other instances were for school photos. I decided I was going to wear a 9/11 Truth Now shirt just with some white iron-on lettering, a black shirt, and it was okay by the principal. He said, you know, it's not against policy, it's not against the law, anything like that, you can wear it. But what he did was he called the photo company and had them censor my 9/11 photos so they wouldn't appear in the yearbook, and they ended up censoring every copy of my personal photos. So I got them in the mail, and I said, oh, this is a good opportunity to make a YouTube video about this and let the world know that, you know, schools are becoming a censorship center for radical forms of thinking, as they claim they are. So what I did was I made a video where I showed the photos that are censored, and I showed my t-shirt that I was wearing, and it got like 25,000 hits overnight or something, like 30 YouTube videos. Then I was offered some radio show appearances so that I could tell the truth about public schools, so of course I took them, and I went on the Alex Jones show December 29th, and I had a short segment about how the New World Order was a chapter in my textbook. Chapter 33 is titled America and the New World Order.
33, yeah!
As people would state that could be a coincidence, 33rd degree Freemasons and everything, but it talks about NAFTA, CAFTA, the war on drugs, globalization, everything that a New World Order involves. And when you bring it up to the teachers, they laugh about it and they call you crazy and everything, but it's right in your curriculum. So anyways, I went on the radio shows, and in the videos I put out my school's email, my school's public phone number, so that people could let them know that they needed the shirt to be uncensored so that the students could see different forms of thinking. And what happened is so many people called that they shut down the server for the internet and the email, and they shut down the phone lines for the school. So. So then they threatened me with expulsion and everything and told me that I need to switch schools and stuff, but I basically said, you know, you're not gonna make me switch schools because by now half the kids in the school we're 9/11 truthers and everything. So there was more of us than there was of them. I guess Yeah, chapter 33 is the New World Order in my school book. They censor my 9/11 truth photos. They call the police in. But the main thing is they attack a child's free thinking abilities. It's not where you can get educated anymore. Like they teach you that the Federal Reserve is a federal bank at school, and it's obviously not a federal bank. It's no more federal than FedEx. It's a private bank, and you gotta
fail any classes because of this?
yeah, I did. It's funny because when you're a 9/11 truther, you don't. It seems like they kind of don't. They don't realize when you're raising your hand. They don't want to have intelligent discussion with you. And what happened last year was I was in a family living class, which is just a breeze of a class. It's cooking and everything. And I had an 81%, which is a C, a straight C. I had an 81 with a week left, and we didn't do any schoolwork, and I ended up failing the class. And a 74 is failing, so I ended up losing 7% of my grade in the last week of school without doing any academic work. And this happens quite a bit in some classes, but I'll still graduate on time, and you can't drop out of the school, you can't transfer schools, because then you let them know that that's a victory for them. And I had to miss school last year to go to the rally for the Republic for the first day of school, and it was also funny because they counted it as a skipping school. They docked 2% off my grade in every class for going to the rally for the Republic, and I had to go to Saturday school to make up those points. When you see people going on cruises and visit family for weeks on end, then that's all excused. But when you go to a political event of a third-party candidate, like not a Republican or a Democrat, then you know that's frowned on by the establishment and by the school. What they do is they shut down your mind and they tell you you believe this or suffer academically. You don't have free speech in school is what they say. You don't have free speech in school once you enter the property. No handing out literature in school. No speaking of these things, or there's going to be punishment. So I probably had upwards in the hundreds of detentions, hundreds of suspensions, which are really bad for you because they dock 2% off your grade. So like I had to lose 19 to 20% off my grade on all my classes. But it really shakes the schools and the establishment when they see younger kids at events like this, because we need to have these learning seminars, because FEMA has these seminars. All these elitists have these seminars, and if you go searching on YouTube, FEMA's told their trainees that the founding fathers were actually the first terrorist organization in America, and that's what FEMA's telling them. So we need counter education, and that's why we come to these events. So I guess I'm just saying for anybody that's in school here, college, high school, middle school, I don't know if there's anybody like that here, but you know, use your God-given rights and don't back down, because now my school is more respecting of people's rights. They see you putting up posters, handing out literature, talking. They kind of just walk by and shrug their shoulders because they know that there's, you know, we have manpower and there's just a few people in the school. You know, what is it, 20-person powerful faculty and hundreds of students. I have a YouTube channel, as some of you know, and through fighting through the school censorship and indoctrination, I've gained 6,000 subscribers, a couple million video views, and those people were kind enough. Some of them donated money for us to come out here because we didn't have the money to come out here, and in return for me to make a video and awaken up some of the public. So I'd like to thank some people. I'd like to thank my dad for letting me know. I'd like to thank Luke for at least I can say that, you know, we uncovered a lot of school indoctrination on the Alex Jones Show, and I'd just like to thank you all for being out here today, because without you, a revolution, or with you here, a revolution is not only possible, but it's inevitable. So thank you all for coming out.
17 years old being detained by police officers. I can't even beat that record, man. Give him a big shout out. A huge round of applause. Just love him. Amazing work. We're gonna move around really quick here. We got a lot to do, a lot of people to talk.